host is always Bryan Dressel. With me, as always, is Matt Zombie Dog Leatherface Dykes. All right. We also have Ryan Roman Bridger Lootens.
I know Roman Bridger. I know that one.
I know that.
I got that one.
Yeah, I was gonna say I knew the name Bridger.
Roman
Bridger is the one you knew. I always know Roman. I always forget his last name, but like Roman is like they say that 100,000 times in Scream 3. So that one's a little bit easier. And if Joel was with us today, which unfortunately he's not, we would have had Joel Headless Horseman DeWitte.
Well, that's Sleepy Hollow.
Yeah, that one's nice and easy.
I got that one.
Yay, I got one. Well, I got two actually.
Yeah. But if you didn't get your own, that would have been like, seriously? But that's kind of what I'm hoping will be every week. If Matt can't guess his own, then like Matt is like the other like guaranteed movie nerd on every single episode of Binge Buddies. If he can't get these, what the fuck, man?
I mean, slasher films is like people like giving me characters from a romantic comedy. I've seen some of them, but not all of them.
So far, I've given you Chucky and Leatherface. They're gonna stay easy.
That's fine then. That's fine. Keep them that easy.
Yeah. Ryan's gonna have the tougher ones, and now that he got that one so easily, I gotta give him much, much tougher ones. Well, we'll see. We'll see how obscure we can go. But here we are, back for week 2. We are still recording the same way that I mentioned way too late last week. We are going a different system here, so apologize if we sound a little different. Should still sound nice and good, though, because it's the same way Ryan records his podcast, and those all sound great, so I'm not worried about it.
But does Ryan record across an ocean, though? Because we do a transatlantic podcast here.
Well, I record across the state of Illinois, so it just depends on how you look at it.
State of Illinois is smaller than the ocean, so take that for what you will.
I know movies, not geography. Okay.
I should throw out there, it is kind of fun. Like Joel and Ryan, granted Joel's not here this week, but Joel and Ryan are in the same town, which is a town I grew up in. But I didn't know Ryan at all. So there's like 3 people from the Quad Cities on this show. Like that's a lot of Quad Cities people. And then we have Matt, who has never been to the Quad Cities, and nor should he. I don't think that's
no, I've never even heard of the Quad Cities.
Well, here's the trivia for it. There's more than 4 cities.
And it's the only place on the Mississippi River that goes east and west.
So they say, yet if you look at a map, you go, that's not true.
Yeah. It's all downriver. It's all relative.
But they're going to keep ringing that bell as much as they can. Go Quad Cities.
And they do.
I mean, to be fair, if you go far enough east or west, it turns into the other way around anyway.
Right.
That's true.
Because the world is a globe.
Is it now? Let's keep talking about this. No. Okay. So here we are back. Halloween 2, one of John Carpenter's least favorite movies of all time, as he said many times. I actually kind of enjoy Halloween 2. I think there's a bit of like manic genius to it, of the whole like taking place immediately after the first movie. Like obviously, like I didn't bring him up at all last week, but as I'm a huge Friday the 13th fan, I'm a huge Kane Hodder fan, and Victor Crowley would not exist, I don't think, his entire like horror movie slasher franchise without Halloween to Halloween 2. Like that immediate pickup, like that carries through all the Victor Crowley movies, or Hatchet series, if you will. And that really starts here. And I think it's genius. Like this movie picks up 5 minutes before the end of the first one, and you just kind of watch the end of the first one again. And they clearly reshot it, because there's things that are just a little bit different, and they recut things a little bit. Like the thing I had a problem with last week of seeing his face, they're like, yeah, that was kind of dumb, we're gonna get that out of here. And then like her arm's a little bloodier, I think, but like little slight changes, but overall it's still the same ending and now beginning of this movie, which I think is cool. I like it.
The one thing that is a bit odd though is that they have him shouting about how he shot him 6 times, but there's 7 shots, and he's got a revolver.
He missed one
as well. No, but he's got a revolver. They only carry 6.
I think there's 6 shots.
No, there's 7. I counted them. There's an extra shot. Because I do vaguely remember thinking, hang on, that's too many shots.
No, the last
I'm gonna have
shot
to count now.
echoed, so you just hear it twice.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
It actually bounced off of Michael and went back into the gun, and that's where you get your seventh.
Yeah, Loomis just ran around, picked up the bullet, put it back together, kind of jammed it
still,
together,
Michael.
and then fired it again.
I mean, I didn't pick this up either, but apparently in the first one, he goes off the back balcony.
Yes.
But in the second one, he actually goes off the front, and it's a different balcony completely to the first film.
I noticed that too, because if you look at the stairs, when they go up the stairs, they come back, which would be the front of the house. But in the original movie, it's just like a backyard. There's no walkway that you can walk up that Laurie runs up when she's being chased.
Oh yeah.
So
little differences.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's enough that you can notice, but not really enough to like you really have to chew on. Like it doesn't take away anything from the original ending, and it doesn't really ruin anything in the beginning of this one.
I mean, the thing with this as well is like you could literally take where that goes, what the bit we're seeing again from the first Halloween film, and splice that on top of Halloween, and you could just have a very long film.
Yeah.
And it
there are cuts out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me at all.
And that's kind of why I brought up like the Hatchet series, because you could watch the very first frame of the first Hatchet movie to the last one as one big fucking movie, and it would work. It would be, a very upsetting 4.5, 5 hours, because Jesus, those movies are rough. But you could do it just like Halloween to Halloween 2. Like they are just, if you kind of just stitch it together right, you just have one long movie that gets a little bit worse as it goes.
Yeah. It's like, what happened to all the really ingenious cinematography they were doing in the first half of this film?
I feel like they stopped trying as hard in the second half, but it's still,
there's a lot more blood in the second half as well.
It is, and it gets
very
a little
much
bit
so.
more, gets a little more gratuitous with its nudity.
Shows the sign of the times.
I mean, absolutely. Friday the 13th came in there and went, "Hey guys, let's do this a little different," and Halloween went, "Okay." But I gotta say, like, I feel like Halloween 2 gets shit on a lot, and you can say that about a lot of the Halloween sequels that have kind of like in more modern times, people are like, maybe I was a little too unkind to you, like, because I think Halloween 2 is a better movie, a better slasher movie than people like to give it credit to. And then next week, Season of the Witch, like that one's gotten a really big like resurgence in the last like 10 years of like, I think we were wrong on this one. This is actually a pretty good movie. And I'm feeling that a lot more now watching Halloween 2. Like I've watched Halloween 2 a fair amount of times. But this is the first time I've actually gone at it like more of a critical eye, which I feel like I need to bring up more and more as I do these podcasts, because it's definitely a different way of watching things. Like watch something to discuss it versus watch something to enjoy it. I approach it very differently. And I think when I was watching this one to enjoy it, I didn't give it as much credit because it's just not the first movie. And like you go from Halloween to Halloween 2, and there's a remarkably step in a different direction. But the more I kind of focused on this one and paid attention to it, I really liked it. Like I think it's a really kind of fun, crazy night, but it requires a little more suspension of disbelief. Like I have a note that goes throughout this entire notes for all of Halloween 2, which I'm going to bring up right up top. What fucking time is it? It drives me nuts.
8:00.
It drives me nuts about the whole movie because we have like
6:42 at the moment.
Like you think of the first movie, Tommy and Lindsay are sound asleep. Like she has to throw a fucking brick through a window to wake them up. Yet in the beginning of this movie, there's a mom and her son leaving the hospital because he got hurt, and she's like, "Oh, we'll just play some games when we get home." What do you mean? Like, what fucking time is it? Like,
I mean,
to be fair, that kid went through some trauma, so I don't think he's sleeping much anyway.
The kid's literally walking into the hospital with a razor blade sticking out of its mouth.
Sure, but what time is it?
Well, think relatively. So if the first movie got over at 11 or 10, it's maybe a little bit towards midnight. And if the kid's up, I'm going to stay up and eat some of my candy. My mom's not going to know. Oh my God, I'm going to do a goddamn razor blade, Mom. So,
I mean, let's face it, he ain't sleeping after coming out of hospital and having most of his mouth stitched back together.
He ain't sleeping.
I'll give you all that. but I'm still really annoyed about what time it is. I'll
hey.
skip over those notes for you guys throughout the rest of this thing, but just keep in mind, after every like third thing I say, I'm wondering what time it is.
Well, just
Yeah,
know
my
at the
favorite
very
thing with
end, the
that, though,
sun's
is-
up. The sun's up at the end, so it's over.
My favorite thing with that is the what time is it thing. There are still trick or treaters out. And
Exactly.
We're like, hang on, is this like 1 o'clock in the morning or something like that at this point? Because who's trick or treating at 1 o'clock in the morning? If someone knocks on my door at 1 o'clock in the morning, there better be a fire somewhere.
Well, I mean, Halloween is a night where people go out and have a good time. So, like the mob in front of the Myers house after everything went down, if people are out drinking, yeah, I'm going to go to the Myers house and make some chaos. You know, evil dies tonight. Is that too soon? Too soon?
It's too soon. Don't do
Okay,
it. Don't do it.
sorry.
It's about 40 years too soon, isn't it?
But there is something that's kind of funny about that is like this movie really kicks up. Like the people of Haddonfield are so ready to get their pitchforks and torches. Like they are full blown torch club.
Hashtag West
apart from that random girl who's apparently called Alice, where she's literally on the phone, her friend's telling her that someone's got murdered just down the street from her, and she's like, she turns around and sees the door and goes, "Who is it?" You're like, close the fucking door! You've literally been told that there is a murderer on your street.
It's not close the door, it's get the hell out of there.
Yeah, just fucking get in your car and go.
But Midwest curiosity killed that cat.
Well, it's Midwest curiosity and Midwest nice. Like, he probably just needs a cup of sugar.
Just needs a cup of water. He's fine. You need a new knife? Here you go.
But there is something like that conversation. To me, that's the most upsetting kill in the entire movie. Like, it's the only like real babysitter kill out of this whole thing, which is where like the whole Michael Myers thing started. But there's something about it, like it's very upsetting because like, you're coming out of like the first off, did he kill the old people or did he just steal the knife and she screamed at seeing the blood on the table?
He didn't kill him.
Yeah, he didn't kill the old people. You'd have seen it if
you see him walk in, grab the knife, and walk out. And then
but then you hear that woman scream, and then when the girl comes out yelling for them, they don't reply.
Well, that's because maybe she had a heart attack. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to make
they
answers for John Carpenter's spotty writing on this.
They could be dead. I'm just saying they could be dead.
But he walked in.
They're old people. They didn't hear.
If you see blood on a table that isn't yours, yeah, I'd be a little freaked out and like running upstairs to try or washing it off and be so focused on what the hell just happened. Where did this blood come from? That you're not going to understand where people are screaming at you.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
And they're old. It's the early 80s.
Her hearing aid could be turned off.
Her hearing aid battery's probably run out because they
and the dude's sleeping. Mr. Elrod's sleeping. So,
or
is he dead? I'm just saying they could be dead.
I mean, probably natural causes. They were very old.
That's true.
I'm going to side with Matt because if they are dead, that's why, and it's not Michael's kill.
I'm going to give Michael 2 free kills. But either way,
I think there is a cut though. I don't know if it's the TV cut or what, but it shows Michael like almost gives the illusion that he does kill her, and I don't know what cut it was. I don't know if it's the TV cut or what, but. It does kind of allude. This movie has a TV cut, and that TV cut is almost as bad as the original cut. So we'll leave it at that.
Didn't they have to add things into it for like commercial runtime? Yeah,
it's pretty terrible.
I mean, to be fair though, like that woman was that freaked out and that old that Michael could literally probably come out and go, "Oh, go!" And she'd have had a heart attack and fallen over.
I can just see Michael
murdering old
people. Just see Michael covering her mouth, being like, and he ends up killing her because he cuts off her oxygen supply.
He's just like
"You're giving it away. I want to kill this one, not you. Be quiet."
I only like the young ones.
Sorry, I had to. All right, anyhow, so the girl though, like that kill bothers me so much because she's on the phone with a friend of hers. It's like, there's a killer in your neighborhood, dude. Like, you should probably get the fuck out because there's a murderer. He got away. And you can see she starts freaking out about it. And like, there's nothing worse than like that idea, like when you're watching a horror movie and you turn off the movie and the lights are all off and you're like, oh fuck, there's a murderer in my house. Oh wait, this is real life. There's no murderer in my house. I'm fine. She can't do that. Like, she has that like, oh god, there's a murderer in the neighborhood, and then she gets murdered by that murderer. Like, there's just something about that just makes that kill that much more disturbing. It's always kind of messed with me like that. This movie peaks early for me. Like, that's it, and then the rest of it's good. But I love that first one because it's a brutal kill. It's like, oh, this just sucks.
Yeah, the way that like the blood just bursts out of her chest when he stabs her as well.
And
her
her
blood
facial
pressure was really
expression,
high.
that her
Yeah.
facial expression from that actress, like it's definitely like, what's going on? Like,
Yeah.
she's
Yeah.
wide-eyed and like has no idea. And so that was really well played.
Yeah, she sells the oh shit very, very, very well.
Yeah.
And then after that, the poor boy from the he's not in the first movie, but he's mentioned in the first movie.
Ben Tramer.
Yeah, Ben Tramer. He Laurie's asked in the first movie if she likes someone. She's like, Ben Tramer.
I'd rather go out with Ben Tramer.
Yeah, and then we find out this night that poor Ben Tramer gets fucking destroyed.
Wearing the same mask of from the guy who just chased the girl that likes him. So I don't know if he's knows that or
the deck was not stacked for poor Ben Tramer.
I mean, Loomis almost just shot him as well.
Loomis was ready to go, man.
He's like a raving lunatic in this film. Is Loomis?
Oh yeah.
Like it's like in the first one, he's a bit more sort of like calm and sort of not calculated, but just like calmer and very sort of like softly spoken and stuff like. In this one, he's just like, I shot him! I shot him! I shot him! We gotta kill him! He's wearing a mask. It's Halloween. A lot of people are wearing masks.
The alcohol may be more apparent in this movie as the
I don't think it's alcohol. I think it's cocaine at this point. how much he's raving.
But there is something just like, so he sees this guy wearing a mask very similar to the guy he just shot 6 times. As he snaps, he wants to get him killed, and that guy's like, I think that crazy guy wants to murder me. I'm gonna cross the street. It's just like bad timing. He gets hit by a car fucking explodes.
A cop car,
yeah. And this guy
they got to stop loading cars with dynamite. I'm sorry.
And he hits a car. That car, I mean, that car from the dynamite factory, wrong place, wrong time.
Oh yeah. So like
it was a van. It was a van filled with dynamite. It's a very impressive explosion, though, to be fair.
Yeah, it was very Phantasm-esque, if you will. It was a good.
It was.
Boom.
Yeah. Maybe it was the same. It was the same explosives affects people.
Yeah, they just called up Coscarelli. Hey, do you think we could use that explosion real quick? It looked great.
Who's your guy? Who's your guy, Coscarelli?
He's like, it's just me and a shitload of gas. But yeah, so that poor Ben Tramer dies, and then that leads to the cops going like, okay, we got him. So they kind of take the foot off the gas of trying to hunt down Michael Myers, whereas you still have Loomis going, he's not dead. Like, I know that's not him. And Loomis, of course, is right. As Michael will then just slowly but surely march his way towards the hospital to go track down Laurie, which is like, you kind of have that Michael, for being locked up and not paying attention to anything for the majority of his life, really understands how things work, almost like to a scary extent, but I'm okay with it. It's one of those, like, if you want to nitpick it, like, how do you know he's gonna take her to the hospital? How do you know you take her to that hospital? I don't know how big, fictional Haddonfield is, if it has more than one hospital. But like, either way, it's kind of one of those, like, how did he piece it together? Do I care? And I can nitpick about it and I can care, or I can just let the movie be the movie. And I think this one, it gets crazy enough, fast enough, I can let this stuff slide.
He probably found one of those maps that there's always maps around.
Guys, remember, there is a sign as he's walking around the corner that says Haddonfield Hospital this way.
I mean, it does. And then like I guess we just didn't see the sign that said Laurie is there. I
have to say, the bit in the hospital where Laurie's in the hospital and the doctor comes up, he is way too fucking casual. He's like, "Oh, hello, Laurie. Oh, you've got a bit of a scratch here, haven't you? Oh, what a dear. Oh dear. Well, you've got a bit of a. Oh, this is not very good. This. Oh, well, we'll just stitch that up for you. You'll be fine." It's very fucking casual.
That's called bedside manner. If he walked in and went, "Oh shit, what happened to you?" Like, that'd be
who the fuck stabbed you?
Yeah, but it's not like she's gone in with a cold or something. He's literally just going to go, "Hello, Laurie. Oh, you got a bit of a scratch there." Like, her friends have just died, and he's just like acting like this frigging, I don't know, this bumbling cuddly bear.
Could be worse. You could be your friends. Like,
yeah, I don't know what I expected. It just like, he's just very, very casual, and it seems very odd.
See, for me, when it comes to the hospital staff, the guy I don't like is the EMT from Last Starfighter. I only know him as Alex from Last Starfighter. Jimmy. He's
Jimmy,
a fucking creep, dude.
Yeah, he starts hitting on her immediately. He's like,
hey, you're all doped up. You want to go on a date?
He's like, I know you're doped up and your friends have been brutally murdered, but wanna have a bit of a.
Hey, you're kind of hot. I'm just
pretty
saying.
comatose at this point.
Oh, you got nothing to say, just the way I like you. Like he's a little creepy, is what I'm saying. And the actor does a good job. I mean, I never minded that guy, but I really only know him from this and Last Starfighter. I'm sure he's done other stuff, but like that's it for me.
I've seen him in a few other things. Like I've seen him in an episode of X-Files.
He's in Jaws: The Revenge.
He was in Jaws: The Revenge.
He plays the son.
Oh wow, I don't remember much of that movie, except isn't that the one where the Jaws roars like a lion?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
it's also the one where they run it over it with a boat and it blows up for no reason.
Yes. Okay, so the Michael Caine one. Okay, yeah, I'm on board now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I think the actor does a fine job with here, but it's just one of those. Maybe it's a product of the times. Maybe it was one of those. Yes, it is just, a continuation of a few hours from now, but it's also a new movie. So maybe letting up a little bit on the panic. There could be a reason to have like the boy, the guy, the romantic interest, whatever. I don't think it worked because she's fucking brutalized on a slab and he's like, suck, girl. It's just
she's literally, like you said, she's literally doped up as well.
Well, yeah, he's older than her too. So
oh yeah, she's in high school and this guy has a fucking job in the real world. Like, dude.
And they do say that he's a college boy, so it's kind of like, is he just like, a couple of years older and he's just sort of working weekends to put himself through college or something?
I mean, that's fair. She's still 17, so no matter what, it just doesn't scratch on the legality side.
I mean, that's legal in the UK. 16 is the legal age.
He's in Haddonfield, Illinois, where it is not legal, so he's still a creep in my book. Either way. So we start getting to know some other people in the hospital. They're basically all just a bunch of red shirts. We have the security guard, we have the nurse who is the thirstiest nurse out there, who also, she's really determined to be a good I've forgotten the name of the ward where the babies are. I've even had a baby. Thank you. Maternity ward. Trying to be the best maternity ward nurse she can, but she's also willing to go to like a fucking therapy spa and bang some dude while all the babies are in the nursery.
Is that what that is? I was wondering why there's a fucking jacuzzi in a hospital.
Yeah, I haven't been in one of those, but I've been to one of those when my wife had a broken ankle. Like that is a thing. It's a therapy thing. It's to try to like loosen up. Like those do exist in hospitals. I'm not sure if you can set them to flesh boiling temperatures, but
I loved on the temperature gauge that it just said scalding. It's like, why is that even an option?
it's movies like these that made nurses and that medical profession like, maybe we should put a stop on the temperature riser thing. Like immediately pull out button,
like if it gets to the point where your flesh will melt from your bones upon putting in the water, maybe it's too hot.
It's like when I boil the kettle, I can walk away and leave that water boiling. I don't have to worry about the kettle just melting because it's gonna cut off. It's like, it's hot enough now, click off. It's just gonna keep getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
All right, I've lost myself in my notes. Where are we at, like plot wise? Are we to the point where he started murdering people? He's at the hospital now. Is he gonna kill the security guard? Is that where we're at? I think.
I think we're just meeting them. Oh, there's the other EMT guy is a creep as well.
Bud.
Yeah, Bud. He's the guy who bangs the nurse, right? Yeah, and he's like, his whole reasoning was just fucked. The whole like, oh, you don't want to get involved with a patient, man. But nurses, and I'm like,
yeah.
While we're working.
Now he's putting me in the uncomfortable position of trying to get in the head of a creep and just trying to do that. I'm like, okay, so if I'm trying to get there with you, patients leave. Wouldn't that make more sense?
Yeah.
Involved with the patients, because they're not going to be here. Like they just come and go, man. Whereas the nurses, you have to work with them.
Yeah.
After you've been a horrible person. So like me trying to give you the rope, like even your reasoning is flawed. I don't like him. I'm okay with him dying.
I also like the use of come and go. Very good.
Thank you. But yeah, so we get to meet this random cast of red shirts. They're all gonna fucking die. We know they're all gonna die. But the one that always kind of stuck with me the most, because it was one of those things that to me, it always felt like I'm kind of giving away my favorite moment for the end of the episode, but it always bothered me as a person using a tool. I hate claw hammers because the back end of claw hammers just feel just inherently violent just because of the way they're made. And then with Michael using one the way that I've always been afraid of them in this movie was just one of those like, oh, I don't like this. And that fucking security guard, he just goes quick. Just
I mean, you just see it just go straight into his head as well. Like, it's fucking brutal.
rough.
It's not gory or anything like that, but it's just the way you see the hammer just go straight through the skull. It's like, ooh.
It's like it's stuck in there with such
yeah.
Like he doesn't use the hammer the rest of the movie, and I'm like, yeah, that tracks. He's not getting it out of that guy's head. It is there now.
I am picturing like a cutscene of Mike going, come on.
All right, I'm just gonna hang him up now.
Oh, damn it!
Damn it! I need a new weapon.
There's got to be a scalpel around here somewhere. It's a hospital.
Oh God, the scalpel. It's so weird though, and it like goes from butcher knife to scalpel.
Yeah,
the weapons should get bigger. Get gradually smaller.
I've always liked the scalpel in this movie. Like that's been one of the things that's always kind of stuck with me, is like it's a creepy weapon to use. Like it's just because it's small but still insanely dangerous. It's like
incredibly sharp.
Yeah, like I think I've always really liked that.
It's just because it's a medical tool as well. It's like it's designed to be used to save lives, and it's been used here to take a life.
Lots of lives.
Lots of lives.
Yeah. He kills way more people in this one than the first one.
Yeah, it was like 7 or something. In the hospital alone, I think.
No, well, Mr. Garrett, Alves, Jimmy, Karen,
Bud,
the deputy. There's 6. So yeah, it just in there. But then you also have the girl in the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I remember them mentioning seven bodies at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's partway through the film where they're counting the girl, the babysitters.
Unless you're counting Jimmy, but Jimmy, you don't know if he dies because in the TV version he comes back, but he slips and falls and they don't come back to him.
Oh, he comes back in this one.
Not in this one.
Oh, I might have watched the TV version.
He goes to the car and then he dies and lays on the horn.
Oh yeah.
But in the TV cut,
he passes out. I just thought he passed out. I didn't think he died.
I don't know. In the TV,
I can't call it. That's not a Michael kill though. That's him being a fucking idiot. I mean, I'm sorry.
Wet floor. God, Michael didn't have time to put up a wet floor sign.
Well, he looks down. It's like there's blood all over this floor. Huh?
You know, Michael's like, I'm taking it. I'm crediting myself. That's my kill.
I mean, that's still the blood he put on the floor. So it's just like one of those, like it's a freebie. But are you saying the TV version, they come back to him again after he's been passed out and then he comes back?
He's in the ambulance. So to one last jump scare is Jimmy rising up with a sheet over his face, but then he's like, we made it, and he's got like a bandage over his head, and him and Jamie Lee Curtis drive off. So that leads to the 4th and being the child.
That explains the whole kid theory. Okay, I've never watched the TV version. I'm always like, why do they think he is the dad? That never made sense. Okay, now
yep,
it's clicking.
Yep.
I get it now. Okay.
Is the dad because he shagged her while she was comatose?
Or be. That
he's not a present father. He's still the father though.
Jesus. I mean, he is a creep. We've established that he's a creep, so maybe Matt's right. It's making him that much more of a horrible fucking character. All right, let's go back to the hospital. So we've killed the security guard, and now it's one of those things where it's like, how much do you want to nitpick this movie? Like, because Michael just really does just kind of wander around this hospital willy-nilly with no problem whatsoever. There's no staff, and I know the director said he based that because he was in a hospital that had no staff. I've been to my fair share of hospitals. I've never seen one this abandoned, but I've also never been to one in that small of a town, so I'm willing to give it a little bit of rope.
And you've also never been to one in 1981.
That's very true. So there's a lot of reasons where like I can see the nitpick, but I'll call that the internet nitpick, and I'll let it go.
Technically, this movie's still in the 70s, though.
That's true. It's still
yeah, the 70s as well.
Yeah, I mean, well, I've been to a hospital in the 70s, but not the 80s. You can figure that out. But there's something like the one thing that I will say about this movie is that like when it's in the hospital, I love it. When it leaves the hospital, as much as I enjoy it, it does kind of feel like are we just filling time here? Like, I don't need to watch the people of Haddonfield get mad at a house. Like, that doesn't really, it doesn't help my enjoyment of the movie at all. We do get the, you know, the extra story of like, oh, that was Ben Tramer. Like, that's where we find out that was the boy that Laurie liked and all that sort of stuff. If you remember that, I did not remember that till this rewatch. I'm like, oh, that's the guy they mentioned in the man. Laurie had a really bad fucking night.
And so what it's basically saying, don't get involved with Laurie. Don't be a friend. Don't be someone she has a crush on, because you're just gonna get killed.
I mean, that holds throughout the rest of the Halloween franchise. Friends of Laurie die. Don't hang out with Laurie. It's not a good place to be.
I mean, one of the things that I was thinking, like, we're talking about nitpicky things. One thing that I found was a bit nitpicky is how fast did the news reporters get on that scene? They get the story, they got on the scene. They like within like 5 minutes, they are there. They're there before the police. I mean, like reporting on it.
If you hear her talking, she's very sleazy. She's like, if you can't get a statement, make a statement anyway, or some shit like that. So this is me not watching the movies again. This is all from memory. So the fact that I can quote that should tell you how much of a nerd I am for these movies. And she's telling this to poor Dana Carvey, and he's like, "What the fuck do I do?"
Oh, is that Dana Carvey?
It's here to be funny, guys. I want to be on SNL.
Yeah, do I have to make this movie? Come on.
We've all had to do shit jobs.
Yep.
It happens to the best of us. But then we kind of get more and more back towards the hospital. Now we're getting back to the the maternity ward nurse and her boy Bud. They're gonna go die, but they have this thing where like she's like, I don't really want to hook up with you because I'm a nurse. I was already late to work. My boss was mad about that. But then again, I do want to get laid. All right, if we're quick about it, if we leave the door open in case somebody cries or something, then I think I can make this work. And I'm just like,
she's like, if you're a 12-second guy,
yeah. Are you like a high school guy? Because then I think we have time.
I still need time to put my clothes on, in case somebody's crying.
There might just be time. But there is something about like they walk through a maternity ward. I don't know. I know Matt doesn't have kids. I don't know if Ryan has kids, but I gotta say, if you've ever been around a baby, they cry. They cry a lot. It's kind of what there's a baby. It's one of those things where it's like, it's kind of what they're designed to do. That's their main form of communication, crying. The maternity ward had a shitload of babies. Like when that shot of Michael, like the POV thing of him in the maternity ward still kind of creeps me out. I'm like, can we just get him away from the babies?
Yes.
Like, I don't think he's just gonna be like, all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. My kill count's
here's a pillow for you and a pillow for you.
But there is
I mean, that's a deleted scene you just didn't see.
Yeah.
That didn't even make the TV cut.
But there is something about like that. It creeps me out. But the maternity ward nurse, back to her, she's fucking horrible at her job. If she's worried about a baby crying in a maternity ward, dude, they're gonna cry. You probably just keep it in your pants for a little bit. The guy's thirsty. He will bang you later. Things are gonna be fine. But he insists. She falls in line. It's gonna sound really creepy when I say it like that, but that's kind of where these movies are. And
she's just terrible at a job anyway. She's late for starters. She's late. She's the only person on staff in the maternity ward from the looks of it as well. She then, having been late, isn't in a mad rush to get to look after these children, and then she's like, okay, well, then she's relaxing in a fucking jacuzzi.
Yeah.
Go to work.
To be fair, she was trying to be a good Samaritan for her friend, but that seems like she's the type of person just people walk all over, including Bud.
Yeah. So it's like, well, that sucks. And then she starts hooking up with Bud. She wants it gets a little too hot because Michael's just back there fucking cranking it to scalding. And I do love that she's like, it's really hot in here. No, it's really hot in here. And Bud's like, nah, baby, that's just me. It's like, how dumb are you?
All right, kill him.
It's like, oh my God.
Well, have you not heard that thing though about if you put a is it like a frog or something?
Yeah, frog.
And then you start to boil the water, it doesn't realize that it's boiling until it's actually dead. And I always think of that when I see that scene.
I do too. And then I remember we're not frogs, so she should get out of the water. Like, I mean, when he goes to fair, when he goes back to adjust the temperature, and then she's just kind of like hanging out when he's getting murdered in the background, which is very like fucking like Three Stooges-esque like slapstick comedy, just like
I like that though, because it's like the doors close and you just see this silhouette of him like silently getting murdered, just like flailing around, and then all of a sudden it just goes really limp. And I really like that.
I do too.
It could just show, Michael's power. Maybe snap his neck. You don't know.
No, well, Michael, he likes to savor his kills a little bit too. I get that. I don't get that, but I get that.
We finally got him, everyone. We've got him to admit it that he's a serial killer who saves his kills. Bring in the police.
But there is something like, it's something just kind of comical. It does kind of make it a little bit more palatable to understand. You go back to like the kill with PJ Smalls in the first movie, where it's like, because the sheets over the head, it makes it kind of like, oh, you kind of wink and enjoy it a little bit. And you kind of have that here too. Until he comes in there and then starts brutally murdering her by like, I'm going to strangle you, I'm going to drown you, and I'm going to do it in boiling hot water.
Oh,
You're gonna get so fucking murdered. It's insane.
Yeah, teach you to be late to work again.
Yeah.
That's that bit though where she's like, you see the skin peeling off of her face. It's like, oh god, that's like, we've all been around like boiling water, and there's always that sort of in the back of your mind. I don't know if it's just me, this maybe like the back of your mind of like, I wonder what it would feel like to put my hand in it. Like when you're on something and you're like, oh, you're on something really taut. It's like, oh, what would it be like to just sort of jump off right now? But you don't want to do it, but it's just that voice in the back of your head. It's like, when you're a kid, like when you wanted to put your hand in the fire, and you've got to put your hand in the fire to find out, oh, it's actually hot, is that? So you don't put your whole body in. But it's that, it brings back that sort of like, sort of feeling of, oh God, no, that's it's like very visceral.
If you've ever spilled hot water on yourself, like making tea, whatever, like just that burn. Like when I work,
tiniest drip of it as well. Like if you boil water, and it spits it, you're like, fuck, put it in the cold water.
Like I worked at Starbucks, and like the worst injury I've had at work was when I spilled a mug of hot, like that Starbucks, it's like 200-degree hot tea water on my hand. I had a 2nd-degree burn. I had to go to the hospital, and that was just from the tea water at Starbucks. So this is a boiling tub of death, and she's getting drowned in it. And like, correct me if I'm wrong, Ryan, you probably know more than I do. This feels like one of those like later reshoot kills of like, we need to up the violence and the gore and the craziness, because this is far and away the most explicit death in the movie. The gore is the worst. There's a crazy amount of nudity. Like this girl was clearly hired because of her boobs. Like there's just like,
maybe that's why she's in the maternity ward.
but you can just kind of see it all there on screen. Like this just kind of feels like that, like we got to have this sort of shit in a slasher film, and we're going to put it all in this sequence.
I think that sequence definitely shows the sign of the times, with the gratuitous nudity, the gratuitous gore or special makeup effects. But even then, like when he's drowning her, like they don't need to do that like they have so many shots of her up close with her face and you can see the damage. They don't need that final shot where he lifts her up and the towel comes off. You don't need that. But
nope,
it's the time, and they did it because of the gratuitousness. In terms of death, I think the syringe to the eyeball and to the empty syringe to the side of the skull, I think those are a little bit more gratuitous than this, but to show a sign of the times, yes, this kill is perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's true. Like the especially the syringe to the head, like that one, it feels more.
That's shock. That's shock.
It's more shocking. Yeah. Like this one, it just felt more like that. Like, let's put on a fucking murder show, and that's just kind of like, this one just kind of like felt like a celebration of like slasher film murder.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's just fine. Like I still enjoy the sequence for what it is. It's still really fun. Like I honestly enjoy this movie. It's a lot easier to kind of like poke and prod at than say the first one, which is damn near flawless. So after these people are all dead, we're kind of moving a little bit further along. We have the creep coming back to hit on poor Jamie Lee again. Dude just can't
keep...
He's shooting a shot, okay? Let him be.
No.
Don't shoot your shot in a hospital though.
Yeah, for Bud.
Sorry, there's enough fluid in the hospital as it is.
Bud is into it, man.
He's been spending too much time with Bud.
I was gonna say,
new partner.
Did he work for Bud? Let's see how did Bud end up?
If Michael wasn't there, it would have worked for Bud. The only flaw in his plan was doing it while Michael Myers was around.
One thing that like I'm just thinking, just very quickly before we do move on, that nurse is fucking stupid as well, because Michael's puts her hand on, she starts kissing. I'm sorry. Look at how dirty Michael's hands are. Does she not realize that? And it's like, he's gonna smell funny, and it's like, and she's just like, yeah, that's definitely your hand, Bud. What the fuck? It's like
and just speaking from experience, hands feel different. Like not all hands are made equally.
I mean, I imagine that Michael's hands are very rough.
But here's the question: why would you think that? He's been in a hospital his whole life. His babies should be like, his hands should be like baby smooth. He's done nothing with them his whole life.
But he's done a lot of killing, so I think the calluses have formed really quickly.
In the one night. Well, I guess
we don't know how long.
Hauling a tombstone could cause some damage.
Exactly.
I would describe
imagine having baby soft hands and then you're hauling a giant tombstone. That's gonna rip them up.
Right.
I would describe his hands as like baby soft skin with like Terminator metal underneath. Like it's very, very soft, but incredibly strong.
That's synthetic skin, man.
Yeah. So anyhow, moving on, we do have the creep comes back to hit on her. She's asleep this time, so he's just gonna stare at her for a little bit.
Which is not creepy at all.
Not creepy at all. This guy's the fucking worst. I do not like him.
I just wanted her to wake up while he's staring at her and just freak the fuck out and throw something at him. Like a lamp or something.
Yeah.
I mean, that would make far more sense than, just
yeah.
That's a hot sleeping girl.
I like him asleep. I can't say no.
I like him in danger.
Yeah.
Hey, remember me? I drove you from the hospital. I didn't do anything. I didn't save your life, but I'm the one that got you there.
Yeah. I didn't even drive. I was just in the back seat with you.
I was whispering sweet nothings to you then.
I was just patting you on the back of the hand going, there.
You're going to be okay.
Say the fuck words.
Wow, we went from Reservoir Dogs to Frisky Dingo. I love it. Anyhow, I think I'm a little out of order on this, but I'm going to stick with it anyways. So Loomis is trying to track down Michael because he doesn't put two and two together that he's going to go straight to the hospital, but he will go track him down at an elementary school for some reason because Michael had to do a pit stop.
So this tracks though with the whole, Michael is this entity that will kill anybody in his path. So hearing that he's in the school tracks for him. He does not know the connection that Carpenter had to make up that he later regrets more than anything in the world, making them brother and sister. But I
agree with Carpenter, by the way. I hate that.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, it comes out of nowhere.
It does.
Literally nowhere.
It tracks for Loomis because he's still out trying to find him in Haddonfield because he's, he knows that he is causing chaos and he's not tracking down his sister. So when they say that they saw Michael at an elementary, which if you look at the knife that he used on the drawing, that's the knife that he used to kill Alice. So my thing is maybe arts and crafts was his favorite time in the asylum and that's why he thought the need to draw. But the allusion to Sam Hain, and that's why he did this, it just shows the connection to Halloween, which they go into greater detail in the novel, which is awesome. There's a whole bunch of things with witches and whatnot. But to me, it tracks. I like the sequence because it just shows the uncalculated moves of Michael, even though when you watch again, he's calculated.
Yeah, no, and I like it. I think it feels kind of like what Carpenter, I think, regrets, is it feels shoehorned in. Well, it's a good sequence. It works, but it feels very forced into the movie.
He's trying to give more explanation too, not just the sister, but the Sam Hain, and there's some mysticism behind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind the Sam Hain stuff so much. It's more the sister thing. It's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then after all that, it's pretty much just kind of on rails throughout the rest of the movie. Not really on rails so much as we really dive back into the cat and mouse game that we talked about kind of last week, where it's that 70s sort of horror movie of final girl versus the dude. All the people who are important could help are all dead. They're out of the way. And we're going to watch Laurie run away. And I actually think this is a very effective sequence both in the kind of the dark abandoned hospital with no help, and a very drugged up Lori. And I really do enjoy this whole sequence. Like, I like that now Loomis knows where she's at. He's going to go try to protect her because he was currently getting shipped out of fucking town because they're kind of scapegoating him for Michael getting out. So he needs to get to the hospital, save Lori. Lori's in the hospital to get away from Michael. Jimmy's an idiot.
That was actually one of my.
He is.
That was one of my notes, like word for word. Jimmy's an idiot.
But I think it all kind of works to give you this third act that's a lot of fun, really good slasher film. And as much as I know Carpenter hates this movie, I think it all works. I think the end of this works really well. And if you're into slasher films, you're going to enjoy the last third of this. I think it's just kind of a fun ride.
I do like the bit where Loomis pulls the gun on the marshal and he's like, "What is it you people do?
You fire a warning shot."
And he shoots out the window and he just cuts to the outside of the car and it just does a full-on sort of like absolute U-turn immediately.
What is it you guys do? Usually fire a warning shot? Just right in his ear.
I was going to say, that guy, he ain't hearing shit in that ear anymore.
Maybe that's why he dies, because like when Loomis is like, wait, he's still alive. Nope, can't hear you.
He's like, what did he say? My ears are still fucked up when you shot that gun next to me.
I can't hear you because some fucking asshole fired a gun right next to my head.
And looking at his revolver as well that he's got, it's not a tiny one. That could be like a 357 Magnum or something that Loomis is packing. That's going to be a loud gun.
Oh yeah. Everyone in the car has hard hearing right now. Like, it's a guarantee. If Loomis wasn't so high on crazy, he'd also be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, all everyone's hearing is just.
My favorite thing about this whole thing is that Nurse Marion gets attacked the night before. And yet she comes dressed to the nines, no trauma or anything. Like, she's just smoking cigarettes like nothing happened, you know?
Another day.
Women were tougher in the 70s.
No trauma, no nothing. She's fine. She's ready to go for the next round. She's ready for the next night.
She's just there smoking cigarettes going, fucking Michael.
Yeah.
Bastard.
And then Loomis shoots a gun across from her. It's fine.
Yeah. I'm just picturing like a Dirty Harry film now with her as the lead.
The antithesis.
I love in this sequence, like after Lori gets out of the hospital, like she runs away and she's kind of hiding in that car. She happens to hide in the same car that Jimmy gets into, and Jimmy just kind of slowly stumbles in and is like, what is going on? And as I'm like taking my notes, knowing full well that he knocked himself out in the room, which hats off to the actor. He did that stunt himself, and that one he really could have fucked himself up. So well done there, buddy.
He falls real fucking hard. Like when I saw that. When I saw that, I thought, ooh.
Oh yeah, like that.
My back hurts a little bit from that one.
That was a good one. Like that, he pulled that one off. The character's still an idiot, but well done, actor.
I'm talking. My mic's muted. If there's any testament to how hard he hits, like just the puddle of blood that he's supposed to land in, the fact that it all goes up and on him and then like continues to ooze down him, like that shows you how hard he hit.
Yeah, he hit. But either way, so knowing all that, when he stumbles into the car and he just kind of has that like face, I was like, where were you? Like, did you just wake up and be like, I'm in a pile of blood, there's still a corpse here, you know, I'm out, I'm done.
do you think he woke up and went, oh shit, what have I done now? Another one, and he's just literally like leaving town.
Did I do that? Did I try to start an IV and things go wrong?
Honestly, don't remember. I don't even remember where I'm at.
Turns out Jimmy's the killer.
Yeah. Who's this girl in my car? She's kind of hot. She looks like she's really scared. That's kind of hot.
Did you do me a favor and just go comatose for a minute or two?
Yeah. I don't know why, but I think it's gonna work for me.
What I really like though is like when Laurie sees the people come out of the car and walking towards the doors, she's like she's not actually gonna scream, and then as soon as the doors close, she's like, ah! It's like 3 seconds earlier. Like literally, all you had to do was shout help 3 seconds earlier.
Being drugged up, having that sort of trauma that she went through, I can understand. Not talking since she was put on. Well, I don't know. I guess not, because she does talk earlier in the movie too. So.
But you know, you just have to think about it like this: they're just trying to pave the way for Drew Barrymore in the '90s. Like that's all they're doing. Like they're just giving Wes Craven something to emulate later.
Right.
which he does really well. The opening of Scream, I still think is one of the most effective slasher movie openings ever.
Halloween would like a word. Halloween would like a word.
I'm not saying it's better than Halloween. I'm saying it's one of the best ever.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, it's really effective because it's Drew Barrymore, who you think is going to be the hero throughout the whole film.
And she
isn't she like, you know, top billing on the poster as well?
She was on all the posters, all the advertisements. She was everywhere.
Wes Craven's like, got you.
Yeah. Yeah, unless you watch it with my dad, who, as a kid, he's like, "Oh, she's gonna die. I didn't think she was gonna die in this movie." I'm like, why do you think she's gonna die? She's at the beginning of the movie. Yeah, she's gonna die.
Very,
Thanks, Dad.
Very simple formula.
Yeah. I didn't know.
Is your dad like one of the people who's like, you're watching Sixth Sense and go, does he know he's a ghost yet?
Usually not, but with Scream, yeah, he kind of ruined that one for me. But that's fine. I've had time to get over it. So now Loomis and everybody has shown up to the hospital. They've killed Michael again. That happens a lot. And I gotta say, the sheriff on the ground, like making sure that he's dead. Talk about like horrible last things to hear, and get away from him is a terrible one. Because like the cop is going at it. That's true. He is deaf, but you know,
that's why he didn't get away.
If he could have heard it, that would have been a terrible last thing to hear. Because you know, he's going like confident, like, dude, I just saw you murder him. I'm fine. I'm just gonna, you know, check some vitals and whatnot, and whoa, I'm getting murdered. Like that just sucks.
I mean, if I'm that guy who's actually supposedly a marshal, but he's literally wearing the same uniforms as the sheriffs of Haddonfield.
It's a small town. They don't have a big budget.
Yeah, but like he's a marshal from wherever the hospital was as well.
It's a small movie. They didn't have a big budget.
If I'm him, when he's laying on the floor, I'm just like, I'm just gonna pull my revolver and just put 6 shots in your head, point blank range, just to make sure.
I mean, that is, correct me if I'm wrong, because I haven't seen all of them. You're talking about 6. They haven't tried just shooting him in the head a whole bunch, have they?
No.
Yeah, it's the one thing you got to try. They tried that with Jason. Jason still dies, and they don't really try it a whole bunch of times. They just get him once, so maybe that's different. Anyhow, and he's a zombie anyways. These are different franchises.
I'm getting an axe. I'm chopping him into little chunks right now. Fucking stab me now, bitch.
I'm gonna shove a grenade inside you and blow you up. And yeah, he's still coming back. Very different franchises.
I mean, they didn't shove a grenade in him. They shot him with a rocket launcher. If you're referring to the 9th one.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah, for some reason, the FBI had a rocket launcher.
Because they're going after Jason. It makes sense when you think about who they're attacking. Anyhow, that's saved for the Friday 13th podcast that we may never do. Either way, so now they're back, and then they're going to try to actually kill Michael. And they do it in the sequence that like always kind of bothered me as a kid, but as I've gotten older, I've enjoyed it more and more. And that's like they shoot him in the face twice. So I take back everything I just said about how they tried shooting him in the head.
They shoot him in his eyes, which is famously the easiest way to get into the brain because there's no bone there.
That's the squishy part. Michael has magic eyes that can just catch bullets.
He's blind, but he's still walking around swinging the sound effect of that the scalpel, the whack of that. It's so good.
The same one over and over and over, and like that's what
it works so well. I really like the way it's used though.
Yeah, I hated it as a kid, and that's what specifically what I was talking about. I've liked it more and more as I've gotten older. I'm like, I think it works because it is the same thing over and over, and it just kind of grinds into you, and that makes it kind of creepy.
Yeah,
for sure.
But so they get him going. They start doing like the gas thing where like they keep opening different valves, and since Michael's been blinded by being shot in the head twice, and that only made him blind because Michael. I do like the whole like that.
Because he starts then like attacking where the sound is because like someone's just done something over there. I'm gonna. It's like almost like instinctive.
I was gonna say that
it's like a wild animal.
It just goes to show you
acting on instinct.
It shows you what type of killer he is. Well, I don't have these. I'm still gonna try to kill people. I'm just gonna use my hearing now.
Yeah,
and it's an effective sequence, and I like it all the way down to like the carpenterness of it. Like, we're not making any more fucking Michael Myers movies. I'm gonna blow them up. And he blows up Loomis, he blows up Michael Myers. You see a very dead Michael Myers at the end of this movie. Don't pay attention to part 4 of this franchise, and it's over. Like they did it. You get the sunrise. It's the only Halloween movie where you see the morning after Halloween. They ride off into the sunset. Everything's fine. They did it. Mr. Sandman.
Yes.
Bring me a dream.
I like it. I think the ending works. If there was never another Halloween movie, if they'd gone the way Carpenter wanted to and made these more of like
anthology,
thank you, that would have worked. It's unfortunate the first one out of the gate fell so hard on its face, because I actually think it's a pretty good movie. We'll talk about that more next week. And I can only talk about it being an anthology thing because Joel's not recording, and I don't think he listens to our episodes. He does not know that was an anthology attempt. He thinks the next movie has Michael Myers in it, and I'm very excited for him to watch it.
Just make sure that he just takes it. Don't listen to the second one before you watch the third one.
We spoil things for the third movie, and I want you going in blind. Because I want him to have that full experience of like, I can't wait for the next Michael Myers movie. And why do I care about Halloween masks? Where is Michael Myers?
Oh, there he is on a TV.
Yeah,
that's Halloween. Wait, what?
Who?
What?
But I think it's like a 1-2 punch. Halloween 2. I dig it. I think it's a fun ride. 2 is not as good as 1, but not in a way that I think is bad.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. You look at it, and if you read up on everything that went on with this movie, is Carpenter was just in it for the money. He didn't want to direct it, so he wrote it, and he just wanted to be done with it. And that's why he has that final kill at the end. Yep. But it's good. It's still good in the sense that it's right after. There's still things that work for the movie. You see Michael being more gratuitous with his kills, which gives away of him being a force of nature. So it's still all going towards the direction of what Loomis is saying with his dialogue. So it's a fun movie. Just leave it for what it is. It's a fun horror movie, fun slasher.
Yeah, and you can get really into the weeds with like the relationship thing, as we'll find out a lot of the sequels do. But ultimately, like if I'm just looking at it as its own standalone horror movie, even the brother-sister relationship doesn't really bother me in the world of just Halloween 2. It's just like when you get in the macro sense, I think it starts falling apart. I think it works. I like it. I've watched a lot of slasher films in late 70s, early 80s, and this one is, it's pretty high up there as far as like just quality films go. Like it's a fun ride.
It's still like, when we're talking about the first one, it's still well made as well.
Yeah.
Used the word well too many times there, but it's got that sort of like the quality of the filmmaking is still there. I think it's really quite well directed. The cinematography in it is really good. It's not just like a bunch of people, what a lot of slasher films end up being. It's like, oh, we'll just kill a lot of teenagers, like some of the slashers they turn into that, and it's like there's not really much care and consideration made and put into like the direction, the cinematography, there's like lighting and stuff like that. It's just like, how do we make this really cheap? Just point a camera there, put a lot of fake blood on, and like pull the clothes off. It's that kind of thing. Whereas this one, it's still got that sort of quality of where they were actually trying to make something of quality. It wasn't just like a cash grab for everyone. Like, yeah, it was a cash grab for John Carpenter. I'm not disputing that.
Well, neither would he.
Exactly. He's even come out and admitted it. It's like, well, I'll make some more money if I do write it. But I think everyone else involved in the production, like at least the behind the camera, really did want to make a quality product, and it works. There's a few bits in it that are a bit silly and stuff like that, but for the most part, I think it works quite well.
I would absolutely recommend it. Like if you liked Halloween 2 it's definitely worth your time. The rest of the franchise, your mileage may vary, with the exception of a few here and there, but I like it. I think when we get to the very, very end of this and we do our rankings things, this will be pretty high up there for me. But we'll see when we get there.
The ranking's going to be very interesting, I think, actually, because there's some of them where it's like,
oh man,
can I rank these just joint last?
Like, where do you rank Rob Zombie's Halloween 2? Is it the bottom of the barrel because it's horrible, or is it way up because it's so much fun to watch because it's so horrible? Like, it's gonna be tough. It is so bad. I'm so excited to watch it. All right, let's move into the end of this thing. We're gonna move into our favorite moments, kills, lines, whatever you got. And mine's gonna be first I'm gonna go with Joel's, because Joel was not here, but he still wanted to make sure that we mentioned all of his favorite stuff, and he had a 3-way tie. And his first one was poor Ben Tramer getting blown up by a police car. His second one was something Matt brought up, was the girl not knowing that Michael Myers' hand was on her shoulder, because he's got that gnarled fucking, as I mentioned, baby soft with a robot underneath it, hand coming down on her. And then the third one was something we didn't talk about, was after Laurie had like snuck out of the hospital room and Michael showed up. Is like, finally, stab, 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 stab. That didn't feel like a person. Fucking pillows. It's very Lord of the Rings.
I know it's a cliche now, but I don't know back then, was that really much of a cliche? Look, like, people putting pillows to sort of simulate someone laying there.
No idea whatsoever.
And it just goes to show, huge cliche in films of like literally when people are stabbing it or shooting it.
But it just goes to show, Laurie's mental capacity has not gone away. She knows what she needs to do to survive.
Fight or flight, she's gonna fight.
Which leads to
she's even like when they're putting her under, she's even there like, no, don't put me under. I need to be awake, basically. Like she's fighting them, putting her to sleep.
Oh yeah. All right, so for mine, it's a little different. But mine's gonna be the security guard who gets a fucking claw hammer to the head, because that has stuck with me my whole life. And it's still like, I didn't like claw hammers before this movie, and I don't like them after. They will always make me a little nervous. Not that I have any reason to be, but it's just going to happen. So that's
no, be nervous when I'm around.
Well, luckily, you are an ocean away, so I'm fine.
That's what you think. Look behind you.
You're on camera. It doesn't work this time.
It's pre-recorded. I just knew exactly everything you were going to say.
Very Doctor Who of you.
That's British too.
I know. All right, Matt, what about you?
So mine is just before the opening credits actually start. Is this a joke? I've been trick-or-treated to death tonight. You don't know what death is. I love that line so much. And then the music kicks in as well, and it's like slightly like higher budget version of the theme as well, which I really like this version of the theme. It's like that. It's a bit more like
the techno version, as I call it.
Yeah. I really like it, and I just it's just the way that he does it. He just goes, you don't know what death is, and just turns around and fucks off. It's like there should be like a group of people just behind him going, oh snap.
I just like the idea of that guy going back in his house like, fuck you, I know what death is. My grandma died.
Yeah. Oh, that guy just being like, oh, what a weird response. He just said you don't know what death is and then ran off.
What a weird guy. Oh, how many people were murdered next door? Damn, that explains it.
Why do he have blood on his hands?
He was right. I had no idea what death was. Back to work.
I mean, he should be going to bed. I mean, he
was wearing his robe.
Yeah,
11 o'clock.
I didn't know what time it was. We talked about this.
It's 11 o'clock.
All right, Ryan, you're up.
So my favorite line is obviously the what we talked about with the you guys fire a warning shot. I really enjoyed that. But my favorite moment is started by my favorite kill. I think it's a great sequence. But my favorite kill is Jill, the oblivious nurse who has no idea what's going on. She goes outside, she sees slashed tires. So she goes back into the hospital, doesn't think twice, and then she ends up getting annihilated with a scalpel, a tiny ass scalpel, and Michael proceeds to jam in her back and proceeds to lift her off the ground, which leads to a great chase, which is one of the best moments of the movie. She's saved by 1980s hospital elevator doors that open on both sides. So
what I like as well about when she goes out to the car as well. Immediately she's like, oh, the car's not starting. So hang on a minute. Did he slash the tires, or did he like, you know, did he fuck with the car, or is her car
Maybe
just
both.
really, really fucked up? And
I
it's
don't know.
like, you know,
Maybe cars in the late 70s just had a real bitch of a time starting.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't around. I don't know.
So, but
'cause
yeah,
I would have preferred it actually if she got the engine started and then started driving it and then was like on flat tires. I was like, what the fuck is going on here?
Well, you can
And
still
then-
get away on flat tires. Just drive a little slower. You're not going to get stabbed.
Yeah, but she went back into the hospital. She's not going to drive away on flat tires.
No,
She's
that's
gonna
but I'm saying she could have. Her car didn't start. The one thing I want to say about the elevator thing though, 2022, Michael's getting in.
oh yeah,
It hit his hand. That thing's opening right back up. Like
yep. She did. She gone.
she
I
was
mean, I'm-
saved by
I'm-
1978.
I'm pretty sure that 1978 elevators they would have probably opened again as well.
Maybe I've been in old elevators where it's like, get in or
Yeah.
don't go halfway because it's going without you.
I've had to put my
Hey,
hand
hey,
in,
hey.
but it'll still go on my hand. I'm like using my hand, my hand will bruise, or my arm will bruise.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the elevators that are like hand cranked? Like you sit in like
I mean, that would be fun.
That they
but
use
no,
in the wall.
yeah.
But yeah. That was everybody, right?
That was everybody.
Not having Joel on
Yeah.
threw me off for
Yeah.
a second. Okay, so let's move into plugs and then we'll say goodbye. So for this show and every other show on the ATH network, be sure to check out athpod.com, including obviously Binge Buddies. We have Damage Boost, we have Afterthoughts with Joel, and then we have stuff coming up with Matt in the near future, and then we have
Am I allowed to actually plug that this week?
no, not this week because it's still not out yet.
Yeah.
I don't want
You
to get
skipped
people too
over me
excited.
completely. You didn't even give me a chance to plug anything last week.
I totally did not mean to do that, but I'm also kind of fine with it.
And he's gonna keep going too.
Yeah, now that you brought it up, it's just gonna happen again. And be sure to check out Demon Days, our D&D podcast, because it's fantastic. Oh, with a camera, I can see Matt flipping me off. I don't just have to hear it. Ryan, what you plugging?
So I'm with the Front Row Network out of NPR, or syndicated by NPR Illinois. So give us a listen. I do full disclosures where we go on. We basically talk about and review movies and then spoil the hell out of them. I will probably be doing Halloween Ends in October. We also have Monster Cast coming out where I'll be putting out a whole bunch of content because horror is my favorite genre. So and then my main channel that I host with two other people is Front Row Flashbacks. We talk about movies from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s. It's a good time. And with television right now, I am focused on Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. So the Row Knows Nothing. We break down episodes as they air. So that's what I got on the network.
Very, very fun. Matt, what do you have to plug?
No.
Just, Matt, way to stand up for yourself. I like
No.
it, buddy.
Fuck you. You don't get. You don't deserve my plug.
It's fine. It's just saving me time in the edit. You're just doing me a favor. Ryan, if you want one of us from Haddonfield to jump on for that Halloween Ends episode, you just got to let us know. That'd be a lot of fun.
Will do.
I think that's it. Be sure to tune in next week when we talk Season of the Witch. I'm so excited to go back to this movie. When we watched it for After the Hype, I was the only one on the show that liked it. Unless, Matt, were you on that one? Because I know you like that movie.
No, I don't think I was on that one at
Okay,
all. Was that a battle one?
No, it wasn't a battle. It was just one of the random.
Uh,
I don't remember why we covered that one, but we did. And I remember loving it and Chewie just going, this is boring and awful, until the kid fucking melts in the mask. And she's like, oh, that got interesting.
yeah, no, I wasn't on that one.
Bummer. Well, we'll still talk about it next week. So, yeah.
I'll be on the
Thank
next
you,
one.
everyone. All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for listening. We will see you next week with Season of the Witch. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.